Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
You are of the belief that Bo Levi Mitchell gets a bad rap from his critics, personally or professionally?
Well, professionally, no. I think that how does he get a bad rap?
You can't.
He just got named, the best QB of the decade,
yes,
I saw.
Of course. I voted for him, by the way.
That's a pretty good rap. I mean, he earned it, but I mean, I never got to see him play last year. Like, we spent a year being buds, getting to know him behind the scenes, running this podcast stuff before I ever got to see him on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, I just know Bo more off the field, hanging out with his wife and, being a good husband and raising his two daughters and being a dad. I see, obviously, when me and him are golfing, the competitive side and the American cocky swagger that comes out. But hey, guess what? I love that. I like that. That's how I am too. So it's kind of why we're buddies. It jives well. It's good stuff.
But I don't know if I'm saying you're being humble or you're hiding some things, but on the phone the other day, you said to me, if you want to say he's a jerk on the field, fine, he probably is. But off the field, he's the best guy in the world. But I wouldn't know that. Well, I've never met the guy.
I think anybody that gets to that level of their sport, I don't care if it's Bo being the best quarterback in the CFL or NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball. All those guys have a different, mindset or something about them of the way they need to be on the field. The way they need. Look at you watch the Michael Jordan documentary?
Twice.
Yeah, dude. Well, how do you think Michael Jordan was? So when you watch that stuff, people are like, oh, bad rap. I'm like, guys, that's the winning mentality.
The winners
that's how winners do it. And that's what you do. And I don't see a lot of guys that do it without it. Look at Tom Brady.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
Ryan McCarthy, watching in upstate New York, says, why does Saskatchewan have the best town names? Paradise Hill, Moose Jaw. Well, he says Flin Flon, and that's actually Manitoba. And frankly, I'm partial to Medicine Hat.
How about that?
I also learn something every day. We learned today that Flin Flon, Manitoba stands for Flint Tibeti Floniton, a fictional character from a 1905 novel.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the RP Show. It's a brand new week. It's episode number 569 of Canada's daytime sports talk show on Game Plus TV. Sorry, Moose. I'm trying to share the show here, trying to find it. It is live, and we're live, because there are a lot of people watching streaming on Facebook and YouTube.
That's right.
How do you like us so far?
Numbers are rolling.
Numbers are rolling. Yeah, listen. Moose rolled in here, and we're just a little out of sort. Where were you? What were you doing this morning? Did you sleep in?
Yeah.
You were doing business?
Yeah. Thought I could have a weekend, but...
How's business?
Business is good.
That's good.
Business is good.
Hey, listen, we do have breaking news today, which we'll get to in a moment. But this guy won the Paragon Award for Young Entrepreneur of the Year Friday night, and you weren't there to accept it because you were out in Alberta with me working.
Yes.
And we did our victory lap around Banff. That's what we did. And congratulations, Darren, on being the Young Entrepreneur of the Year. Do you wear that beard so you don't look young? Is that the thing, or what's the deal?
I know, right? Usually it comes out in the summer, and I shave it in the winter, of all things. But
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
We moving on?
It was cool. Yeah, it was cool to be there. It was cool to be in Calgary and Banff, and wish I could have been in Regina for the awards, but I did my thank you on Instagram, and thank you to everybody around here that plays such a big role in it.
Okay, well, when you get the award, when are you getting the award?
I have no idea.
Okay, we'll put it right on the table there. Right.
Sure, then we can talk about it.
Right beside the Moose. On the program today, Amanda Ruller, overall badass, assistant coach at McMaster University, former Longe Legends Football League alum.
Good catch.
Yeah. Had a cup of coffee with the WWE. She's just a really good friend of ours, motivational speaker, all of that. She's coming up. And Peter Loubardias, longtime Calgary Flames broadcaster. They'll be on the show today. The breaking news is this, and I'll come back to it for the CFL and NFL fans. Chris Jones, former Cleveland Browns defensive assistant coach, four-time Grey Cup champion, just this morning has resigned as head coach of the South Pittsburgh Pirates high school football program in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. and he's coming to the CFL as a defensive assistant with the Toronto Argonauts. And we'll come back on that. But first, let's get to the weekend photo album, okay? Because the photos are great. Presented by Great Western Brewing Company. We ask you to share with us your weekend photos and get a chance to be featured on the show by using the hashtags RP Show. Let's go, guys. Or GW Beer Summer. So that is what? That's my shot. Did I take that one?
I sent in a couple. This was mine. I got right in there with the Cowboys.
Bull busting
at Cody Snyder's Bull Busting in Calgary.
Cody Snyder's Bull Busting. That was Thursday night. Thank you to the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino for having us down. You took that one too.
Yeah. So these are the ones I threw in. Just wanted to get some Calgary flavor. I got a few in here. We were downtown very briefly, only because we got the wrong directions. We ended up downtown, but
put in the wrong hotel.
And then Zach.
Zach Nelson came by the Best Western Premier Inn. He's got his RP Show bunny hug on there, his Stampeders mask. He wanted to get a photo. We had a good visit there. Thanks for that. Dad was coming home. World's largest teepee. Doesn't look as big in the photo, does it?
No.
What is that?
Huge.
Would that be about 3 stories high, I would say?
It's big.
Maybe a little more. So that was on the way home from Medicine. That was in Banff. And literally, that is an actual mountain behind me, folks. That was on Main Street. It looks like a Hollywood mural, like a painting. It doesn't even look real.
Yeah.
So we went to Banff. That was fantastic. That was a great day on Friday, and that was our weekend. Not too bad.
Not too shabby.
I must say. Again, share your photos with us with the hashtags RP Show and GW Beer Summer. It's an original 16 to fit your active lifestyle, a superior taste with only 80 calories and 2.5% alcohol. Purchase at a store near you today. And thanks for that. Share your photos. I'll be posting them to Twitter a little later on, but I can't because my Twitter's blowing up. Everybody's is in the CFL because Chris Jones is coming back. I was alerted to it this morning that Chris Jones was coming back to the CFL. I didn't initially know where. Again, 4-time Grey Cup champion, former head coach and GM of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, very close friend of mine. And he's resigned this morning. So everybody's saying, he's got commitment issues. He's only been in South Pittsburgh for a couple months. He was with the Roughriders for 3 years. Whatever. Do you really want to know the deal? This is more the Argos story to tell. And believe me, my phone's been going off with them this morning. It's somewhat of a touchy situation. But Chris Jones will fill a role on the defensive side of the football for the Toronto Argonauts, who won last Friday night. It's not really necessarily a wins nor losses issue. But here's the deal with South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, and that high school football program. They've played one game, and then they've been on the sidelines for 3 weeks due to COVID. So everybody's saying, oh, Chris Jones is abandoning that school and those kids. Those kids aren't playing anyways. So there was an opportunity for Chris Jones to come up from what I was initially told just for the rest of this season, which is still another 10 games-ish, 9-10 games.
Yeah.
Will it go on past this season? I don't think that's been determined yet. It's for the rest of this year. But they had a need. The Argos were calling around. Chris Jones answered the call. South Pittsburgh wasn't playing anyways. So he's coming back to the CFL to start coaching probably as early as this week. That's the story on Chris Jones.
And it's an upgrade for the Toronto Argonauts.
You would think.
Not anything against the personnel in that building or on that sideline, but Chris Jones is an asset to any coaching staff on the defensive side of the football. You know, he's a taskmaster, he's a leader, and he knows defense. So instantly, I think the Argonauts' defense is going to get better. But we'll see how this plays out and exactly how much of a role he's going to play, how much his fingerprints are going to be on this Argos defense. What happens in Tennessee and South Pittsburgh, and does it continue beyond this year? But the commitment issues that's just funny. That's all it is. It's fun. I can relate. It's funny.
Yeah.
But
it's somewhat funny. But when I consider Chris Jones a pretty close friend, and I hear and see what's being said about him, but what I've also realized is the people that hate Chris Jones are never going to listen to reason or never like Chris Jones. It's like those that crap on me all the time. You're never going to like me for whatever reason. You continue to watch the show and follow me on Twitter. So whatever, I've kind of given up. I'm okay for myself. It just bothers me with what's being said about Chris Jones. So that's why I tried to explain this, what the deal is with the Toronto Argonauts. And by the way, there was something in my mind that slipped when we were going through the photo album, and I want to say this. I put the photos up from the bull busting the other night, and I was reading you this on the way home from Calgary yesterday. Some lady writes me, and she's all up me. She's like, do you like bullfighting? I didn't even respond. Don't engage. as my recovery mentor Gordy says. I didn't even respond. It's not bull fighting, it's bull riding. There's a difference. Yeah, I was raised in this. I don't know anything different. And if you have a problem that I like bull riding, then don't watch the damn show. Unfollow me on Instagram. Piss off. Why would I change? Because you're offended. I can't. I'm done. Stop following me if you don't like what I'm into.
Bob's your uncle.
It's been nice. Guys, that doesn't fit there. The warm-up is brought to you by E-Cold Electric. Come check out our new Regina Data and Lighting Center. E-Cold Electric, let's get to work. Now, to the National Football League, because this is the quick, I got NFL, CFL, Blue Jays, tennis, more. No CFL on the TV at the Canadian Brewhouse in Calgary, and then other sports notes, okay? So we really got to get going.
Okay, let's roll.
Number one, the National Football League. Listen, I got mine out of the way Thursday night. My two teams playing the Cowboys and the Buccaneers on a hell of a game. But yesterday, this is what I'll say. What are the top stories? This is our poll question today. Top stories coming out of week one in the National Football League. Aaron Rodgers meltdown, 38-3. The Packers lost to the Saints in Jacksonville. That was the worst loss in Aaron Rodgers' career. Eagles fly. They had their way with the Atlanta Falcons. But, I mean, I don't understand where everybody's going off about the Eagles. Who doesn't have their way with the Atlanta Falcons? Pump the brakes a little bit. But people are going, that's our other op. 3, Tom's last drive. I mean, come on. They come back and beat the Cowboys 31-29 on opening night. And then Kyler's Cardinals. It's not easy to go into Tennessee and win. The Titans are your team, Darren. The whopping leader is Rodgers' meltdown, 55%. He was pulled from the game. I saw this morning that the Denver Broncos are considering a package to trade for Aaron Rodgers at the end of this season. It might happen by next week. He's checked out.
Yeah. No, that's tough. And it does. It appears that he's checked out. But I would also look at this and not push the overreaction button and push the panic button and think that the Green Bay Packers now aren't Super Bowl favorites and this is going to be a bad year and it's going to be a train wreck and full of drama. You know, I think this is going to take some time. You know, you look at this offseason and you write it off. Rodgers wasn't with the team in the offseason. And there was so much media distraction. And it's hard to get on the same page. I kind of am comparing the situation to what Tom Brady did with Tampa last year. How you come in and it takes half the year to get on the same page and get Tom's kind of culture back into it. And with this, it's going to take 3, 4, 5 weeks to get the distraction out of the way, to get back in, to get on the same page, to get heated up here. You got to get to, you know, a point where you can play at a high level. I think by the midseason, Green Bay is going to be on top of the NFL again.
Yeah, really?
I really do.
Not a good start, however.
But not a good start. That was
5 touchdowns for Jameis Winston?
Yeah, it was 5 on only 14 completions, 14 to 20. So like 25% of his passes were touchdowns or more.
He doesn't waste them.
No, and then LaFleur and Rodgers in the press conference afterwards. I mean, LaFleur says it's an embarrassment, and Rodgers, well, he can use that word. I'll just say it's one game. I'm like, I'm feeling some tension.
There's a disconnect.
Yeah.
By the way, for those in the Central Time Zone, including Manitoba, it's 11:11. Be aware of what you're thinking. By the way, I see from 3 Dunk Nation, Justin says, Glenn Young has been removed as Argo's defensive coordinator on the team's official website. Expect Chris Jones to be directing the defense for Toronto. Dun, dun, dun. By the way, who do the Saskatchewan Roughriders host on Friday night? Chris Jones and the Toronto Argonauts. Woo! Worlds colliding, Jerry. So, point 2, CFL Week 6 recap. Does it even really matter anymore? It was so on the weekend.
I know.
With all of this that's going down. But what were the games? The Winnipeg Blue Bombers smashed the Rough Riders 33-9 in the Banjo Bowl. I'll say this, 2 losses does not a season make. I can't believe how the Rider Nation's ready to burn the stadium down over this. But they can right the ship beginning Friday night, where you're going to have some pretty motivated Toronto Argonauts coming in here Friday. Won't that be something?
Can you imagine?
The Calgary-Edmonton game, I saw the Elks coach, Jamie Elizondo, saying they deserve to be booed by the Edmonton team. Both teams deserve to be booed. 6 field goals for the Calgary kicker, and I think it was a 32-19 win. And then even the TSN announcers were saying the game was slow. So CFL's got to find a way to pick up the pace of play, I think, and get things going. Because you look at these NFL games on the weekend, and they were fire. CFL was not. Point 3. The Blue Jays are on fire. Come on. There's almost 28 games left, maybe 27 now, but they are in a playoff spot. This is where I'm at. I'm not taking any bunk or any heat for writing the Blue Jays off a couple weeks ago because I don't know baseball. I'm going by the pundits. They're the ones that need to answer. Go back and look at their headlines when they said this team was done, when they'd lost 4 of 5, which is nothing. But they destroyed the Baltimore Orioles. But over the weekend, but hang on, they got the Rays tonight in Toronto, opening the division leaders.
Yeah.
This is where the rubber meets the road. I would say we're going to find out whether the Blue Jays are actually for real or not, or this is just fun la-la land over the last couple of weeks. Going into New York and sweeping the Yankees in 4 the way they did, no small potatoes.
Right.
But this tonight, this will probably determine their season, this series against the Rays this week.
Yeah, well, tied for Boston now for the 2 wild card spots. And, now it's single digits behind Tampa. When they go on a run like this, you think, man, maybe they can catch the Rays. That's a little bit unlikely, but you never know with this group.
By the way, the first hour is presented by the World Rugby Sevens here at the RP Show. The World Rugby Sevens is only 12 days away now. September 25th and 26th in Edmonton. The World Rugby Sevens Series features teams from across the globe with action-packed Rugby Sevens matchups. Purchase your tickets today at canadasevens.com. We appreciate Explore Edmonton coming on board to promote the World Rugby Sevens. They're trying to get Prairie sports fans to buy tickets to this, canadasevens.com. So do it. And go enjoy what I'm told is the greatest sporting event on the planet, World Rugby Sevens. Point 4, we'll fly through these. Daniil Medvedev wins the U.S. Open. He beat Djokovic in the final. But I got to say this again. 9.9 million people watched the women's final on Saturday in Canada. That was not a misprint?
That's right.
I can't believe how many people watched. I love it. I totally love it. But I had no idea that tennis could possibly. That's twice what the World Juniors would get for the gold medal game. That's more than the Grey Cup.
I had no idea it could happen either. But that's cool that she kind of captivated the country like that. And if Felix had made it to the final, it would have been similar on the men's side. It's fun when it can kind of get into the spotlight like that. And now it's up to the tennis community to try and keep it going. But it was a fun day. It just didn't turn out the way we wanted it to.
The final wasn't great, but they're plowing the serves into the net, and I'm like, This is the final?
Yeah.
I can do that, but whatever. So that's the point. So point 5, we are in Calgary together, and I put in my map sports bar, search nearby. Canadian Brew House came up, 2.3 clicks away. Bob's your uncle. That's how you use it, guys. So we go to the Canadian Brew House. We got to ask them to put on the Banjo Bowl. And she was like, why are you asking? I almost wondered if we had stayed long enough, would we have had to ask to put the Stamps game on in Calgary? I don't know. It seemed
we might have.
Probably. They had the Alabama-Mercer game on, which was fine. Roll Tide. That's my team. And they had the Jays on.
Yeah, that was it. It was college football on every screen we walked in, 5 minutes to 2 o'clock, and about 10% of the screens had Jays on because they were rolling.
Yeah. And
then you had to ask for the football game, but they didn't put the football game on. They're like, well, we got to put tennis on because there's more people watching tennis, and we've been asked. And so the big screen has to be tennis, but we can put that little TV over there and that one behind you on the football game.
I needed my glasses to watch because it was on a tiny little screen, and I didn't have my glasses, okay? So I'm squinting to see the score of the Banjo Bowl. I shouldn't have to do that on the Prairies. Toronto, I could get it. Not the Prairies. And did you mention on the big screen was the tennis final?
That's right. And the sound was the tennis. And then when the tennis ended, instead of flipping the sound on the big screen over to the CFL game, they just went back to music.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a little bit surprising.
Alarm bells for me. By the way, the rock star of the day for Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions on Friday was the great Benny Hebert, nicknamed Meat from the Team Cooey and the Olympic gold medal winning Team Martin. Ben Hebert wasn't he great? He was our rock star of the day on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's got it. This has been the warm-up, proudly presented by Ecol Electric. Actually, we were through Swifty yesterday, and we saw their Ecol Electric's huge plant there. These guys are big.
Oh, yeah.
And we're proud to have them. Lou joins us next. Always an entertaining chat with good people like Peter Loubardias. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus television network, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
It's time to get back to busy, and Capital Ford Lincoln is here to help. Check out our selection of new and used online or in-store. Don't see what you like? We have inventory arriving daily. Reserve yours now or work with our team of product specialists to customize and order the perfect new vehicle for you. Wait! Hold the phone. We still have brand new F-150s in stock and ready to go. Okay, back to the regular commercial. Plus, we're always paying top dollar for used vehicles, even if you don't buy from us. It's time to get back to busy with Capital Ford Lincoln in Regina.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Hey, honey, can you get one of the kids to show me how this Twitter thing works? Honey, I need to get on Instagram. Time for more of the Rod Peterson Show.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is the RP Show. It's Monday. It's Canada's favorite daytime sports talk show, and only daytime sports talk show on television. Breaking news, a guy that has NFL, CFL, NCAA connections. Chris Jones has resigned this morning as head coach of the South Pittsburgh Pirates high school football program and is joining the Toronto Argonauts in a defensive assistant role. And as 3 Dunk Nation has reported today, Glenn Young's been removed from the Argonauts website as defensive coordinator. So do the math. By the way, the Prairie Mobile text line will have shortly. It's charging. At Prairie Mobile, we're introducing SaskTel Plus pricing. Updating your cell phone has never been easier. Pick up the device you have been wanting without any upfront costs. Take advantage of the Buy Now, Pay Later program today. Very excited to have young people on this show, and that includes our next guest, Peter Loubardias, longtime Calgary Flames broadcaster. How you doing, Lou?
I'm good, Roddy. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic, man. To spend some time in your good town like we did last week, 6 days in Calgary. I heard you on the radio talking Flames with the Regina Rocket, Kelly Kirsch.
You did.
They never get tired of Flames talk in that town, do they?
No, it's very true. At our radio station, you could almost do it 365, 24 hours a day. Maybe they would get a little sick of it if that was actually the program. I think everybody needs a break. But no, it pays the bills, my friend. And it's certainly the number one game in town. And so we're back at it. And a matter of fact, hard to fathom right now as I sit here talking with you guys that I will be broadcasting a rookie game on Saturday in Edmonton between the Oilers and the Flames.
Yeah, no kidding. And as a matter of fact, because listen, I do want to talk about your Vikings, but...
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a bit of a sadist that way.
I really don't, but it's okay.
I'm sorry, Lou. It's just...
It's okay. It's all good.
I see the teams are in rookie camps because the Pats have this Sfozil Czech kid that they're waiting to get here to play with Connor Bedard. Everybody's saying, where is he? Where is he? Well, he's in camp with the Columbus Blue Jackets. And is it because of COVID that we're not getting a lot of coverage about these rookie camp? Like, what's going on in the NHL right now? Because it seems like there's not a lot of coverage of it.
Well, you know, Roddy, it's true. There are some teams whose rookie camps are underway. In Calgary, it'll get underway, I believe, either tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm still waiting for the exact details. There are several other camps underway, but you're probably not going to hear a lot, my friend, until, you know, September 22nd, September 23rd, when everybody's main camps kick off. And you know, that's when a lot of the news really, really starts to fly and happens. You know, in Canadian markets, obviously, at our radio station, there will be hot and heavy on the rookie camp and who's looking good. And obviously, we're going to broadcast both of the rookie games against the Edmonton Oilers rookies coming up on the weekend, Saturday and Monday. But, you know, there are no slow times in the NHL anymore outside of basically a couple of weeks in August. So it's about ready to, let's say, ramp up a lot. Well,
I'll tell you what, we were driving out to Banff on Friday listening to your good station, Fan 960, and they were very excited. I'm not ignoring you. I'm calling up the Flames website here. You talk about the signings of Michael Stone and Goodbranson. They were the pretty good day Friday for the Calgary Flames on the signing front.
Well, it was a good day in terms of, you know, Eric Goodbranson is a gentleman I've been familiar with going back to his days in the Ontario Hockey League, 6'5", 225 pounds. Actually ran into him in Ontario out here this summer. He was looking for a deal. He signs one. Roddy, I think the overriding story, and it's funny because it hasn't exactly, from what I've gleaned, been met with a ton of optimism. I think a lot of the fans in Flameland were hoping for some bigger moves and some bigger changes. And at the end of the day, you know, all the signings have really been more of a veteran nature. You know, not just Coleman's the big signing, obviously, the two-time Stanley Cup champion and now former Tampa Bay Lightning, but you talk about Stone, you talk about Goodbranson, you talk about Trevor Lewis, you talk about Tyler Pitlick. You know, it's not a team that looks like it's going to necessarily pave the way for some of their younger players. It's a team that you know, and I haven't had a chance yet to chat with the coaching staff or the general manager, but to me, since Darryl took over, it feels like a group that feels very much like it needs to find a way into that third playoff spot in the Pacific Division. And that's how it's tailored.
Behind, dare I say, the Golden Knights and Oilers? What do you think for the top?
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd have to say that, Roddy, at this point in time. I don't think you can sell Vancouver short. I think LA is better. Seattle, obviously, a wild card. But, for the Flames, there's an opening there. And let's not kid anybody else that, financially, things are very different in the National Hockey League, and making the playoffs and finding some more revenue is really, really important to teams. But, I think they made the decision for a team that underachieved last year. I mean, we were on the air last year together, Rod, and a lot of people felt like the Flames could win the division. The Canadian division, the North Division, that didn't play itself out. So a lot of guys had tough years. When Darryl came in, they cut their goals per game by half a goal. That's a lot. They don't score easy, but they had players who really had down years. So, Darryl looks like he wants a team, veteran, responsible, and there's no question they're bigger, more veteran, and they're going to be a harder team to play against. I don't know about the rest of the story, i.e. Paul Harvey. But I do know that they're going to be harder to play against with this lineup.
From some of our viewers, from Todd Pinckney, one of our P1s, he says Flyers rookie camp opens in 2 days. From Darren Workman, he says good day from beautiful Salt Lake City. So is Moose going with the Oregon Ducks after they whacked the Buckeyes? Hang on, we'll come back on that. From Mark Watson from Great Western Brewing, Rod and Darren, great to meet you both in Calgary last week at the Hose and Hound for lunch. Cheers. Lou, he's the marketing guy for Great Western. Have you been to the Hose and Hound? Wonderful clubhouse they have there. It's a great spot.
It is a good spot. It's a really good spot.
I won't ask you to comment on this. I'm just going to read it from James in Borden, Manitoba. I'm kind of worried Matthew Tkachuk is going to ask for a trade if things don't go better this year. From Don Muir, he says, absolutely no sports talk about NHL camps and no news here on annual Family Day in Winnipeg. It's a holiday in Winnipeg. You just had a Monday off last week. It was called Labor Day weekend. You're taking another Monday off? Come on. Lou, we stopped in Swift Current.
Yeah.
Lovely town, as you know, on our way home Sunday.
Question.
Yes. Great people. And we watched the Vikings and the Bengals.
Okay.
In overtime. And were you watching the game where you were?
I checked in on it a couple of times. Yes.
Went to overtime.
I did not watch it from start to finish. I promise you that. I had other things going on. And, I'm not going to go on a big rant today like I normally do, but they're not getting my time anymore the way they used to. They're just not. They don't deserve it. They don't get any better. It's like tuning into the same program all the time. And I no longer, until I see different, I don't go out of my way anymore on Sundays. It's no longer must viewing for me after all this time. And I've been a fan of this team since I was 6 years old. But I'm done. I'm done with the mediocrity. Give me something to believe in.
Was it kind of refreshing to be able to spend your Sunday afternoon not having your soul crushed by the purple people eaters again?
No, see, but guys, that's the problem. See, I always describe the Minnesota Vikings this way. They are like the family member that you love, but most of the time you can't stand them. So it doesn't work that way for me. I'm either all in, passionate, usually, scaring the heck out of the dog for 3 hours, or I just find it's easier now to just kind of remove myself, check in, see how it's going, if it's going okay, depending on what I've got going. And the good news is in hockey season, we're busy on a lot of Sundays. But, I've reached a point with them that I'll love them until the day I leave the earth. but I sure don't like them very much right now.
Lou, you're like Casino Regina, always entertaining. And it's reminding me how long you've been gone from that fine town of the Queen City, because that's their slogan. And
isn't that something?
You've been gone for a long time. I always think of you and the Buddy's Steak Ranch and the Pat's year-end party.
Yeah.
Let the good times roll. Lou, lastly, yeah, this has been a wonderful chat, which I knew it would be. The last time we had you on, I was at the Stanley Cup final in Montreal, if you remember. I was out front of Bell Center.
Yeah, I was helping co-host your show.
That's right. It was awesome. I appreciate you doing that. You were wondering at that time how things might change for this upcoming NHL season in terms of your role, travel and so forth, and being around the players. So what do you know about what the season's going to be like?
Well, from what I know today, Rod, and we know in this ever-changing COVID world that, we're still very much living day to day. The NHL protocols, as long as you are double vaccinated, which I have been for a long time, and I had a pretty rotten bout with COVID in April. It seems at this point like it's all systems go. I believe at this point in time, we're slated to be back traveling with the team. So that's all I know at this point in time. It seems like we might get back into the locker rooms again. I think that's still a little up in the air, but, I think we're going back to close to normal at this point in time, which is awesome. I enjoyed, obviously, very fortunate to have an opportunity to do what I do for a living. But doing half our games out of a radio studio on monitor was challenging. And I love being at live sports. It's my favorite thing in the whole world. It's why I got into the business in the first place 1,000 years ago, and that's never changed. So, yeah, very much looking forward to, hopefully, knock on wood, being back to normal.
Absolutely. There are a lot of questions have come in. Can you answer one real fast? There's a lot of questions for you, Lou.
Whatever you guys need. The general in Calgary says, does Peter think we'll see a lot of fans for Flames games? Do you know if they're limiting capacity or rocking it wide open? Do you know as we sit here today? I don't have the exact answer. There's no question that you will not be allowed in the building, without proper vaccination or testing. I have yet to see just how many people they're going to allow in.
Yeah. I get it. Thank you, Lou. Listen, as always, it's been great. Enjoy Edmonton. We'll be following closely, and I miss you, buddy. Hopefully we can do this throughout the season.
There is not much doubt that I will be in your town at some point this hockey season.
Love to hear it.
We'll see you then.
All right. Thanks, Lou.
Okay, guys.
Peter Loubardias, Calgary Flames radio broadcaster, joining us on video chat. By the way, shout out from Brady Leovold from the Hockey to Hell and Back podcast. He says, "What's up, RP show?" Hey, Brady, in Muskoka, Ontario. And to our Edmonton viewers, I'll be on TSN 1260 this afternoon, 2:45 p.m. Mountain, with Jason Gregor on the Jason Gregor Show, talking about the return of Chris Jones to the Canadian Football League. That came down today, and everything else in the 3-down game. When we come back, sports update, we'll update the poll results. The Moose is here, the award-winning Moose. That and more when we come back on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube and Facebook live streaming, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives, focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Prairie Mobile is your SaskTel authorized dealer. Whether you're looking for talk, text, or data, shared, unlimited, or business plans, Prairie Mobile will help you find the SaskTel wireless plan that's right for you. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
HSBC Canada Sevens is coming to Edmonton for a legendary weekend on and off the field. Commonwealth Stadium, September 25th and 26th. Get your tickets now at canadasevens.com.
Safety is a primary pillar at Core Green. We have core certification. Our workers are following best practices in the industry for safety. We always want to make sure that our contractors, us here at the shop, and our customers can come to work and go home at the end of every day. Give Core Green Systems a call today.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
It's time to get back to busy, and Capital Ford Lincoln is here to help. Check out our selection of new and used online or in-store. Don't see what you like? We have inventory arriving daily. Reserve yours now or work with our team of product specialists to customize and order the perfect new vehicle for you. Wait! Hold the phone. We still have brand new F-150s in stock and ready to go. Okay, back to the regular commercial. Plus, we're always paying top dollar for used vehicles, even if you don't buy from us. It's time to get back to busy with Capital Ford Lincoln in Regina.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now, back to the studio with Rob.
Welcome back, everybody. RP Show continues. I think we got a career-high day watching on YouTube today and also Facebook Live as well. People chiming in with that. Breaking news today. Chris Jones has resigned as head coach of the South Pittsburgh Pirates high school football program in South Tennessee. And he is joining the Toronto Argonauts. Now, I don't think the Argos have made any official announcement or not. I appreciate Kent Ridley in Nashville. Football. He's a football guy, Moose.
Yep.
And he runs Ridley Scouting. And he says, Rod, your tweet about Jones beat the newspaper article about this by 3 minutes.
How about that?
Of course it did. But these guys don't ever want to give me credit for anything in breaking these stories, but who cares? The people that know, right, Moose? Mm-hmm. The people that need to know this is the show that you want to watch for all the inside information. And I'll say it again. It's a very sensitive topic. Speaking of, Kent Ridley's watching in Nashville right now from Ridley Scouting, and he says this Coach Jones thing is bizarre. South Pittsburgh was caught with the booster club paying rent for a player, canceled their rivalry game thinking the other school reported them. Kent, was that not last year? Listen, Chris Jones breaks his share of rules, yes, but I don't think he's responsible for this one. That was last year. And furthermore, because I've talked to a lot of football guys this morning, South Pittsburgh played one game this year, and they've been shut down for the last 3 weeks. Jones has been sitting on his hands. So I see people are roasting him on social media, saying he's walked out on the kids and always the grass is greener guy. What else is he supposed to do? The Argos had a need. They called him. And Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle.
I see Cooper Campbell's watching in Mississippi, another football guy. He writes, oh, my heavens. He's like a huge Chris Jones fan, as you know.
Oh, yeah. I know.
By the way, Coop, I'm heading down your daughter's way. We'll be announcing it later this week. Looking forward to that. She's a football girl. And Kent says it was April. Rod, it was April. Yeah, Jones wasn't there yet in April, I don't believe. So it was the past regime. What'd I say? If you're on my side, you can do no wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're on the other side, you can do no right. Hey, there is more breaking news, by the way.
Okay.
From the National Hockey League. The Columbus Blue Jackets have replaced Sylvain Lefebvre. The team says the coach wouldn't be available to perform duties due to decision to not receive COVID-19 vaccine. See what's happening? You see what's happening, right?
Yeah.
Employers have found a way to terminate you if you're not vaccinated. And I'm not passing any judgment on that other than to say, I'm fully vaxxed, you're fully vaxxed, and we can work, we can travel, our life's pretty good. It just seems with a lot of these people, and we just deal in sports. I don't deal in anything else. I don't deal in reality.
Right.
But the people that are refusing vaccinations, it's just downright, outright stubbornness, which is their right. But the employers have found a way around that. So you better watch out. You better not hide. You ready for a sports update?
Yeah.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is back in the MVP conversation. Vladdy hit his 44th home run in Toronto's 22-7 win over the Orioles Sunday, tying the Angels' Shohei Ohtani for the Major League lead. The slugger also leads the American League in batting average and tied for third in RBIs. Francesco Lindor broke an eighth-inning tie with his third homer, and the New York Mets beat the Yankees 7-6 in a heated Subway Series finale. It was the first career three-homer game for Lindor. Yankees slugger Aaron Judge left in the third inning because of dizziness. I think I was suffering from that, too, this week. I know I was.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Stafford passed for 321 yards and 3 touchdowns in his debut for the L.A. Rams. The veteran NFL quarterback led L.A. past Andy Dalton and the Bears 34-14. We got to get more into the NFL discussion. Did you watch the Sunday Nighter?
Oh, yeah.
How did you feel about the opening drive for the Bears? They're rotating their quarterbacks a la Ken Miller, a la Stephen McAdoo.
I've got thoughts.
I think we should come back on that.
Absolutely.
Because it's going to take more than the time that we have.
Oh, we got plenty of time.
New Orleans Saints corner Marshawn Lattimore has agreed to a 5-year extension worth about $97 million. He was drafted 11th overall and named NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2017. This sports update for the Tap Brew House and drive-through liquor store, where you won't have to ask him to put the CFL game on. That is a guarantee. And for Ballers Rec Room, home of the 4-hour Rough Riders tailgate party, they get it rolling this Friday afternoon. And for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. I predict a spicy viewer takeover next. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus television network across all 10 provinces in 31 states. Live daily on YouTube and Facebook and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Direct West has been the bridge for me from not dealing with social media or digital presence to having a presence. You have to take the leap of faith, so to say. And I'm glad we have. Direct West has helped us out immensely to get our presence online as far as digitally and also with the social media page. To see the results is just puts a smile on your face.
In the heat of the summer, familiar sounds. Feel in the air, it's the best thing anywhere. Just give me back my game. 'Cause I live for the drama. I live for the emotion. No one can take me down. Bring me back my football.
BetRegal.net, exclusive sports gaming partner of the CFL.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pie. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
HSBC Canada Sevens is coming to Edmonton for a legendary weekend on and off the field. Commonwealth Stadium, September 25th and 26th. Get your tickets now at canadasevens.com.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear.
Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Peterson.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is viewer takeover time. This is hour one of the program. It's brought to you by Explore Edmonton and World Rugby Sevens. Let's say it again. You saw their ad in the commercial there. I hope the World Rugby Sevens is now only 12 days away. September 25th and 26th in Edmonton, the World Rugby Sevens features teams from across the globe with action-packed Rugby Sevens matchups. Purchase your tickets today at canadasevens.com. Again, the good folks at Explore Edmonton are hoping to pack the place with prairie people, and they know that's where our viewers come from. So purchase your tickets at canadasevens.com. And you tell me if this is indeed the greatest sporting event on the planet, because that's what I keep hearing from my good friend Cameron Hughes, who's worked them all. Hey. Trent in Norway is up and awake and writing us. It is currently 6:51 p.m. in Norway. I will always stay with the Riders no matter what. If Isaac Harker gets protection, the Riders will win. They may have their challenges, but Chris Jones needs time to implement his defense. It's a little soon for the Argos to adjust under a new defensive coach this week, but look out later in the season. That's it again. Breaking news. Chris Jones joining the Toronto Argonauts as a defensive assistant, and Glenn Young removed from the team's website as defensive coordinator. Do the math. From our buddy Jack Fulton, watching in Vulcan, Alberta. Where did it go? It just slipped off the screen, Moose. Rod, my prediction after the Stamps beat the Elks is that's the game that will turn things around for the red and white. Playoff bound. For sure, what's different? Bo Levi came back. You just seemed a whole, like a different team with him on the field. Now, people are talking about him and Dave Dickinson getting into it on the sidelines. And I think people have to understand, do you not have spats with your own family? Right, Darren?
Mm-hmm.
I think fans, ooh, the quarterback and the coach had a blow-up. Have you had one with your brother lately? I had one on the weekend. It's not that big a deal, okay? The Calgary Stampeders are fine. But I want to go back to the NFL thing and Justin Fields and Andy Dalton rotating, which incidentally the 49ers did the same thing with Garoppolo and Trey Lance. So it's not completely unheard of. And I'm sure there's football people saying that I don't know what I'm talking about when I say that I don't like it. And that's probably true. Ask the quarterbacks how they feel about it. What do you think about that strategy?
Well, I was watching ESPN this morning. They didn't like it either, right? And that's coming from guys who played in the NFL and coached in the NFL and had success in the NFL. But I actually liked it. And I thought Nagy did a pretty good job utilizing his quarterbacks. I thought Andy Dalton looked good. You know, Andy Dalton's not a great quarterback, but he's a good quarterback. He's had a good career.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Hasn't had a great career. They're hoping Justin Fields will have a great career, right? But they're managing the expectations well. It's a tough defense. They've got a tough schedule. You know, I look at their schedule, and if they play really well, they can flirt with 500. Maybe sneak into a wild card spot. So this is more about the future than it is about the present. And when you can put your quarterback and your franchise, Justin Fields, in positions to have success, that's going to lead to more success and long-term gain for the organization. So they put him in positions to have success. Only threw the ball a couple of times, set a couple of completions. Wasn't asked to do anything crazy. Got into goal line situations in what's a glorified wildcat, even though he's a quarterback, and he ran for a touchdown. So Justin Fields, through the preseason, was really great. He was put in, used sparingly throughout week one, in prime time, too, by the way. And all he did every time he got an at-bat was hit home runs, right? Have success, have success, have success. And the more they start to give him opportunities and put him in positions to succeed, he'll continue to have success. This isn't about winning games now. It's about putting this franchise in a position to be really good for the next 3 to 10 years. And I think they're off to a good start.
I get, obviously, what they're doing. And they lost the football game. It's sort of like the Cowboys. I get this thing from the Cowboys today. 8 positive signs from the week 1 loss at Tampa. You lost. I don't care about the I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm the fan. I don't care what went in the hot dog. If I like the hot dog, I like the hot dog. If I didn't like the hot dog, I don't like the hot. I don't care what you put in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But this worked because Andy Dalton moved the football. He moved the football up and down the field. He threw that interception in the end zone. But he moved the ball, and they had great time of possession, so he did enough.
Yeah. Leave him in there.
Yeah.
Jeff Cabela says, one day, just one day, my Georgia Dogs will beat your Bama Tide, Rod. Praise to football gods. Not gonna happen. Crimson Tide probably won't lose a game this year, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Funny when your team is just kicking the dog snot out of the opposition. Like the Blue Jays on the weekend. You just can't get enough, right?
I know.
It never gets old. They want to know if you have picked a college football team, Moose, by the way. So hang on. Don't blurt it out yet. Particularly Joe Lazito in New York watching. He wants to know if you picked a team.
I did.
Hang on. Next hour, Amanda Ruller and more of all this. We'll get to the bottom of the Argo situation, too. Stick around after this break.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
At Core Grain, we strive to be the most qualified grain storage and grain conditioning experts in Canada. Visit us today at coregrain.ca. Core Grain, doing the right thing for your farm.
Prairie Mobile is your SaskTel authorized dealer. Whether you're looking for talk, text, or data, shared, unlimited, or business plans, Prairie Mobile will help you find the SaskTel wireless plan that's right for you. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Safety is a primary pillar at Core Grain. We have core certification. Our workers are following best practices in the industry for safety. We always want to make sure that our contractors, us here at the shop, and our customers can come to work and go home at the end of every day. Give Core Grain Systems a call today.
Direct West provides us with stats and analytics, and it's amazing for us to look and see that, each year we're 10 to 20% higher on our Google leads. It's great to see the success that our locations are having. The Direct West app gives us an opportunity to be in one place for people to find any of our locations or our commodities. Without Direct West, we would have to be in multiple digital places. I would recommend Direct West. They're great to work with.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me.
Ryan McCarthy, watching in upstate New York, says, why does Saskatchewan have the best town names? Paradise Hill, Moose Jaw. Well, he says Flin Flon, and that's actually Manitoba. And frankly, I'm partial to Medicine Hat.
How about that?
I also learn something every day. We learned today that Flin Flon, Manitoba stands for Flint-Tibeti Floniton, a fictional character from a 1905 novel.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Boy, we got action, we got heat. It's hour 2 of the RP Show, proudly presented by our friends at Core Grain, doing the right thing for your farm. I feel like we're educating a lot of people today, informing people that just don't know enough, but think they do. How are you?
I'm outstanding.
The award-winning Darren Moose DuPont is riding shotgun here today. He is named the Young Entrepreneur of the Year.
How about that?
Won a Paragon Award for that.
Thank you.
Way to go. Have you finished your victory lap yet?
No.
Good for you, man.
No post-game trash talk. You don't spike the football.
Right.
We haven't done anything yet. Long way to go.
Done a few things.
Yeah, we have.
Hey, thanks for this, by the way. Hey, listen, wherever you're watching from, if you are not watching on Facebook or YouTube and you're watching on Game Plus television, where millions more are, you're going to have to text us. 306-840-8777. That is 306-840-8777. Our text line is brought to you by Prairie Mobile, your authorized SaskTel mobility dealer. Introducing SaskTel Plus pricing. Updating your cell phone has never been easier. Pick up the device you've been wanting without any upfront costs. Take advantage of the Buy Now, Pay Later program today. Prairie Mobile dealerships all across the province. Well, David Asplin writes it, and I can't believe we haven't even talked about this from the Banjo Bowl Saturday, because it was big news Saturday. But, I mean, the breaking news today is that Chris Jones is coming back to the CFL as it appears, the defensive coordinator of the Toronto Argonauts. So we'll delve more into that. Just broke down this morning. I got a note from an American football guy. He's like, watch out, Jones is on his way back up there. A few calls, a few texts, and I found out where. Anyways, David Asplin in Winnipeg says, good afternoon, Rod. You just want to touch on Andrew Harris. Yes, what he did was dangerous and worthy of the unnecessary roughness penalty, but it was in that gray area of the rule book that kept him in the game and not ejected, is what I think. Let's spend a moment on that, and I'll say it again. We walked into the Canadian Brewhouse Saturday in Calgary. Moose and I had asked them to put on the Banjo Bowl. We're on the prairies here. It's not Toronto. They should have had it on, but they didn't. And then we see this brawl at near the end of the second quarter of the Winnipeg-Saskatchewan game. Fists are flying everywhere. And Andrew Harris grabs the rider by the face mask and rips his helmet right off. It was Campbell, right? Mm-hmm. And then took him forever to decide. I think our appetizer platter came in the time that they were deciding. You know what I mean? They cooked it in the time that took the refs to decide what was going on. And I believe they had the benefit of the review. And 2 Saskatchewan players got kicked out. No Blue Bombers. And it was the turning point of the game. It was a pretty tight game at that point. I think it was 12-9 Winnipeg-ish. Or they had just scored a touchdown, I think, to go up a little more. But you get my point. And then the Riders pretty much got gashed after that. 2 starters on defense gone. I'm not complaining that Harris was left in the game because, as David just said, it is a gray area. I think there's pretty hard and fast rules, black or white, with the things that get you kicked out of a game. Throwing a punch is certainly one. Landing a punch is certainly one.
Yes.
Andrew Harris didn't do that.
Right.
But ripping an opponent's helmet off, if you club them with it, that's not only a disqualification, but you're suspended too. Right, VA? But what did you think about the way that was officiated?
Yeah, it just wasn't great. Wasn't great. And anytime, you got to make sure that the players are taken care of, and player safety's got to be number one. You can't, once you get to that face mask, it really can be dangerous to the neck, especially when you're twisting it and ripping it off. And then the player ends up at the bottom of the pile with no helmet on, which can be even more dangerous. So, yeah, it was. Probably missed that one. But again, when you lose a football game, you want to look at all the reasons why the other team didn't win fairly or why certain players should have been out of the game. But, yeah, he probably would have been ejected. I would have ejected him in that football game just because that's a dangerous play. And it kind of was a big part of what kind of got that whole thing going too, right?
I think that we'll find out later this week when the news release comes out on supplementary discipline if the CFL feels that the on-field officials and video replay crew botched that. If Andrew Harris is subsequently disciplined for it. We'll see. Like I say, they have responded, Moose, on the Prairie Mobile text line.
All right.
From the 774 writing in. Says, hey, Roddy, it's Soupy. Will you be talking Oilers hockey with Jason Gregor? Also, how does Andrew Harris not get ejected? Well, we've just covered that. For those that missed, I'll be on TSN 1260 this afternoon, 2:45 p.m. Mountain. We're going to be talking about Chris Jones coming back to the CFL and other CFL-related topics. But if Gregor wants to talk about the Oilers, I'm certainly down with that. We, last hour with Peter Loubardias, have anointed the Vegas Golden Knights as the champions of the Pacific Division already.
Yes.
And the Oilers number 2. Lou agreed. And then he thinks the Flames are fighting for third, and I don't think anybody would argue with that. Would you?
No, I think that's where you have to put them in the preseason here.
Yeah. From Swanee. Texting from the 471. Swanee. Geez, Charlie Montoyo must have a Costco-sized bottle of Pepto behind the Jays bench. LOL. Great weekend for them, but the late comebacks made for some anxiety, I'm sure. from Swanee. These Blue Jays, I tell you, be still my heart. George Springer's getting it done in the late innings. Vladdy yesterday is 44th. 2 grand slams in the game. Moose and I were driving across the Canadian prairies yesterday listening to the game. Mm-hmm. Do you remember what you said when Vladdy launched his 44th home run? I think that made it, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was like 22-7 on that time. Do you remember what you said?
No.
You said, save him!
Oh, yeah.
Save the runs!
That's right. You got Tampa coming up. Save them. That's right.
This is where we're going to find out if the bear went in the buckwheat this home series this week against the Tampa Bay Rays, which begins tonight at Rogers Center. 7:07 first pitch. Jays have been really, really good, but they're taking on one of the best teams in baseball, and I think this will make or break their season this week. We're going to find out at the very least how good the Blue Jays really are.
Yeah.
Against the team that just wiped their butt and sent them on their way in the playoffs last year. That wasn't even a series. The Rays swept the Blue Jays out. It's true. That's 7:05 Eastern tonight, Rays, Jays. And the Monday night football game, by the way, is Baltimore at Las Vegas, and that is an 8:20 p.m. Eastern kickoff. John Kirby writing from Edmonton from the 780. During Saturday's football game in Edmonton, a Stampeders player threw a football into the stands in the section I was sitting in. Now, will he be fined for throwing the football like the Edmonton players were fined for interacting with the fans? I saw a lot of Calgary players interacting with the fans after the game. I don't think John's actually asking for an answer because clearly we don't know. He's just rhetorically putting it out there. But again, don't come to us. We're not the COVID police. In retrospect, if players were fined for throwing their gloves into the crowd or signing autographs for players with fans last week like they were, if that's in the protocols, i.e. their contract, and they broke it, then they deserve to be fined. I'm sorry. And I didn't get any read at, because that all came down Friday, right, Moose, when we were in Calgary, and then the game started. So nobody really talked about any of that throughout the weekend because we had games to talk about. But are you with me on that? If you can't do it and you did it,
that's right.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, it is pretty simple, especially in a pandemic like this where you have to make sure that, you don't have any outbreaks, because outbreaks supposed to lead to forfeited games and lost revenue and no fans in the stands and all of those things. So if that's in the rules, which I would assume that it would be.
Yeah.
Team personnel, players that have no interaction with fans inside the facility, keep them separated. I'm sure that's there. And it's easy to forget in the moment when you're in the game because the fans are screaming and everything feels like normal. So you want to do the Lambeau leap. You want to run into the stands if you're Winnipeg. You want to sign autographs after the game because you're good people. Sometimes it's hard to forget, but I bet you that's in the rules, and it's black and white.
The poll question today for Capital Automall Universal Collision Center is, what's the biggest story in NFL Week 1? And your options are the Aaron Rodgers meltdown, the Eagles fly, Tom's last drive, or Kyler's Cardinals. And running away with it on Twitter with 57% of the response is Rodgers meltdown. What are they saying on Facebook, Moose?
48%. You can see Rodgers meltdown, and then it's the Cardinals and the Eagles right behind, 22% each.
Well, I did not watch that game. We were watching the Vikings-Bengals for lack of anything else to watch. And 38-3, the worst loss in Aaron Rodgers' career. He was pulled. And then as bad as the Packers were, the Saints were that good. Famous Jameis throwing 5 times. Hey, it's 11-11.
How about that?
Make a wish, everybody. It's 11-11-11. Anyways, Aaron Rodgers after the game, I got to be honest, he looked like he didn't care. Can I just put that out there?
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, there's a major disconnect going on between he and the head coach there, Matt LaFleur, that goes back probably before last year's NFC Conference championship with the decision to kick the field goal late, remember? Mm-hmm. And take the offense off the field. I'm sure it goes back further than that. But as I mentioned in the warm-up an hour ago, We hear the Denver Broncos are putting together some sort of trade package for Aaron Rodgers at the end of this year, or some sort of package to lure Aaron or get him into Denver. If they want him that bad, and by the way, the Broncos beat the Giants yesterday. I don't know if they feel they still need Aaron Rodgers. Who wouldn't feel they need Aaron Rodgers?
That's right.
That may happen before the end of the year. Like, I had Packers fans writing me so upset, distraught. Do you not feel this is a sign of things to come?
Well, it feels like that. It really does. And now we'll find out where this goes, because I mentioned in hour one that, this is an overreaction to think that the Packers are done and that this is just going to be a disaster all year. It's still Aaron Rodgers. He has bad games.
And that's what he said, yes.
Right? He's had bad games before. This happens. Not often in week one, not to this degree, but they haven't had an off season. So you can call training camp what normally would be the offseason. You can call the early part of this season what you would normally call preseason. It's going to take them some time to get to where they need to be. But if this continues and they continue to not be on the same page and Aaron Rodgers continues to not be engaged and is thinking about life beyond the Green Bay Packers, then you could see him. I could see a move happening if I'm that organization. I could see a move happening and decide, we're not going to be a Super Bowl contender here, because we don't have an engaged group. We've got some disgruntled people inside the building. This isn't going to work. Then you move them. You don't wait. But I really believe this is going to take 4, 5, 6 weeks, and then they're going to be rolling. It took Tampa 9 weeks last year to really get going with Tom Brady after he came in. So no offseason. I think we're overreacting, but this could lead to it happening this year.
We always get sucked in, don't we?
Always.
Don't! Overreaction Monday. But I will say this, coming out of week one, the most shocking result was the performance of Aaron Rodgers in Jacksonville against Green Bay. From some of our viewers, from Jeff Cabillas in Winnipeg, there are so many comments coming in, they're slipping off the screen here. Jeff in Winnipeg, the fact that Winston didn't throw a pick is also astonishing. He was throwing darts. He looked amazing last night, just from the highlights from what I saw. Guy's got an arm. But it did. I'm not sold on Jameis Winston yet, or else they replace him with Tom Brady and go win a Super Bowl. Is it that simple?
No.
Well, they added a few pieces.
But it is. They did. Yeah. And the culture and everything. Look, Jameis is a good quarterback. He's a first overall pick. And it came into the year, first, couple of seasons through 4,000 yards each. He was a 5,000-yard quarterback in 2019. One of the leaders in touchdowns. But he also was up there throwing over 30 picks, right, in that season. Sean Payton has clearly put Jameis in position to have success. And what we noticed from Jameis in this game is he's making better decisions. He's checking down, right, when he's under pressure. He's finding the check down. He's using his legs. And he's not going to make those mistakes. If Jameis isn't a turnover machine this year, he'll be really good. But he only threw the ball 20 times. That's it. 5 touchdown passes. I mean, one of those was the toss to Alvin Kamara out of the backfield. But he looked really, really good. And this was a statement for the Saints. And they are Super Bowl contenders for sure.
Overreaction Monday again. CD, the Ticats fan watching on YouTube, says, "No, stop it, Rod. My Broncos say it ain't so." Goes on to say, "My Broncos look just fine with Bridgewater." Well, as Bobby Vespasiani said, the former Calgary Stampeders head coach and defensive consultant in Saskatchewan, better is better. Aaron Rodgers is better than most. From Northside YEG, Edmonton viewer watching, says, where's Cam Newton going to sign? Is he done? I think Cam Newton, from what I understand, he's talking to quite a few teams, including Washington now.
Yeah.
And he had Riverboat Ron Rivera as his coach in Carolina. Don't forget, they have an association. So
a great fit.
Yeah, Cam's just sitting back waiting for the best situation for him. By the way, before we break and bring in Amanda Ruller, there's breaking news, and it's pretty huge news in the Canadian Football League, and this has NFL, NCAA ramifications. Chris Jones is joining the Toronto Argonauts as a defensive assistant. He resigned this morning in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, as head coach of the Pirates high school program. They've only played one game this year, and then the last 3 weeks they've been sidelined due to COVID. Chris Jones fielded a call from the Toronto Argonauts this weekend that they had a need, and he is on a plane heading to Toronto. And guess what? They just happened to visit the Saskatchewan Roughriders this Friday. Can you imagine? Think about that.
I know. The storylines are just outstanding.
Spicy. So, and furthermore, my guy Pinks sent me this tweet from Dave Miller. Read into this what you want. The Argos are without 2 defensive coaches at practice today, who are now on leave, defensive coordinator Glenn Young and DB coach Josh Bell. This comes after MLSE implemented a policy requiring all employees to be vaccinated. Do the math. It's hour 2 of the program. It is brought to you by Core Grain, and you are watching on Game Plus TV Network, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Number 16. A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
HSBC Canada Sevens is coming to Edmonton for a legendary weekend on and off the field. Commonwealth Stadium, September 25th and 26th. Get your tickets now at canadasevens.com.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Prairie Mobile is your SaskTel authorized dealer. Whether you're looking for talk, text, or data, shared, unlimited, or business plans, Prairie Mobile will help you find the SaskTel wireless plan that's right for you. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Safety is a primary pillar at Core Grain. We have core certification. Our workers are following best practices in the industry for safety. We always want to make sure that our contractors, us here at the shop, and our customers can come to work and go home at the end of every day. Give Core Grain Systems a call today.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Peterson Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Peterson Show today.
Laid back and kicking it, let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
Welcome back, everybody. The RP show continues. I don't know what it is about Chris Jones. I put it on my Facebook that he's leaving South Pittsburgh to join the Toronto Argonauts. And a lot of hate in there.
Of course.
Yeah, something about Chris Jones. You'd love him or hate him. You can't get enough of him.
You got an opinion.
Yeah. Moose is there. Dude, there you go.
All right.
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
The award-winning Darren Moose DuPont. And actually, we're going to bring Moose in on this interview as we get Amanda Ruller on our screen. And actually, this is what I love about Amanda is she's an overall badass. How you doing, Amanda?
I'm doing really good. I'm live from Hamilton this time.
Yes. Well, it seems like every time you come on the show, there's something new and exciting developing in your life, and I never really know how to introduce you, right? So what would be the latest way to introduce Amanda Ruller to the RP Show viewers?
I want to put a stamp on it. Football coach Amanda Ruller.
Nice. Well, yeah, right there. By the way, tell our viewers, if you don't mind, your role with the McMaster Marauders as she joins us from the Hammer. For those that don't know, talk about your role there with that university football program.
Yes, of course. So I'm working with McMaster University football team this year. I am the running back coach. I'm actually helping out with special teams as well, so I can learn that part of it a little bit more. And I'm also the strength and conditioning coach for the football team. So I'm wearing a lot of hats while I'm here, but there's a lot of great coaches here that I could learn from, like obviously Coach Pedersen, and we got Coach Parks and Corey Grant. So I am learning from these guys, absorbing everything I possibly can, because for my future, I want to be the first CFL female positional coach. I want to be a running back coach, but maybe some special teams. We'll see where that goes, but I'm learning from the best to be the best.
Well, you're always climbing, Amanda. I'm just so proud of you. You know that. And, I don't know what the CFL is waiting for, but I know that there will be a day. Listen, you and I have spent our time with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. I think you were there, obviously the same time as me, but Chris Jones was there at that time. What do you think about Chris Jones returning to the Canadian Football League, man? It's got everybody talking. He's joining the Argos for this week's game at Saskatchewan. What do you think?
That's so funny that you said that. As soon as you said that, I was just like, okay, here we go again. We're on a wild roller coaster. I was actually just at the latest Toronto Argonauts game, hanging out with Pinball Clemens himself. He invited me to the game because he heard I was in Ontario. So he invited me. He's so excited for women coming up in football and potentially, helping get me involved in the game. And it's really cool to hear Chris Jones is going to be working with them as well. So you never know where that's going to go, but that's exciting news for him. And it's just going to be a roller coaster, right? Because wherever he goes, there's going to be some drama and some excitement. So the CFL needs some of that, right?
Yeah, it's unreal. Amanda, hey, how are you? That was cool seeing you with Pinball. I know I was watching your social media, but how accepting has everybody been, with you now getting into a coaching role? How welcoming has the football community been?
Oh, it's so welcoming. And if no one knows, there's been no women coaching in youth sport at all until this year. So it's me and another girl with McMaster this season, the first women ever. And the athletes have been so accepting and respecting of my role and her role in this position. She's working with the receivers. And the coaches have been amazing and so helpful. Every question I have, they're answering, and nothing but respect. That's what I can tell you. And I keep getting that question from other people. How are the athletes taking it? I think we're in an age with 2021 that women, you see them on the rise, right? They're doing anything. And I hate to say that we're on the rise just now, but you will see a lot more women in the Canadian game coaching, volunteering. And it's because of women like myself. And that's the mark I want to leave on for who I am in this world, is I want to help women get into the industry. I've heard women don't volunteer because they are afraid. And I've heard that personal feedback on my end. I want to eliminate that fear. That's what I'm here to do, is make women more comfortable to work, play, and maybe coach, or maybe do media in the football industry, because heck, I've done all of that. So here we go. If anyone has any questions, I'm here to answer them and pave the way for women within the industry.
That's cool. Really, really cool. So with that, you talk about being comfortable. How much have you sat back and watched and kind of done orientation, or have you just they just threw you right in, hands on, away you go? Like, how much learning has there been?
The first thing I did, they threw me right in. They said, are you confident enough to speak? I'm like, yes.
Wow.
So of course I jumped right in, and I asked questions along the way, and I'm getting orientated as we go, so that there wasn't just hanging back and shadowing. They put me right in all of the drills, and I'm actually doing some of the running back drills with the athletes, holding the pads, right? So they're coming up and I'm hitting them. I am such a small girl, but I got a solid base. And a lot of them were super impressed, and they even bounced back a little bit. They're like, okay, coach, we see you. And especially that works in the weight room, because as you know, I compete in Olympic lifting. So I'm strong as heck. I hold the Saskatchewan records for snatch and clean and jerk. So I have a lot of respect in that avenue. And we actually had a lot of kinesiology students here at McMaster get orientated on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and I jumped right in helping them, because I have so much experience with strength and conditioning within the athletic field. So we were helping them help athletes, which is amazing that I can share my knowledge and help a lot of people. And I will say, when there was a lot of kinesiology students come out, there was 90% women, and that excites me for the future. That's cool.
That's really cool. So you like to prop other people up too. So tell me about your running backs. Who are the running backs in McMaster? How good are they? Tell me about your group.
I'm really keen on Justin Allen. He is an amazing athlete right now. He's one of the running backs that's going to be coming up, and you'll see a lot of him this season. And we're just excited. We have 15 running backs. Can you believe that? So this program is very deep in depth, and a lot of these running backs are very versatile, right? We can have them anywhere that we want, and that's what we want to see from the backs, is a whole bunch of different types of guys. We don't have just one type, and that's a difference maker between our university and others that I kind of noticed. So I'm excited to get them all out there and use them wherever we can. And if they can't get in this season, if they're first years, they'll learn, and we'll get them in next season.
Hey, Amanda, I got to say this. I don't know if you've been talking to my niece, Sydney, or not, but I was talking to her dad, whom you know. Sydney was a speed trainer, strength coach for my niece. So I'm not sure if she led, but she was doing her dry training and benching 135 down there at Mercyhurst, and they would not believe that she was a freshman. Her teammates, she had to produce her birth certificate to show them that she's only 17 years of age, Amanda. So I thought you might like to know that with the work that you did with Sid the Kid.
That is so wonderful to hear. Yeah, we did work on speed and strength training in the weight room. So hopefully I did prepare her to be great. And obviously it is paying off, because they even asked to produce a birth certificate just to even prove she's how old she is. But that's what it takes, is she was consistent and she put in the work. And that's all it is, right? And a lot of that helps with strength, injury prevention, and you can work on your speed, and that's the longevity for the sports in general.
Well, I just wanted to pass that along and thank you for the work that you did with her, and it has shown the benefits. So thanks, Amanda. And listen, everybody's following what you're doing. Continued success, and good luck out there with the Marauders.
We actually face Western this weekend in London, Ontario. So everyone wish me luck, and the team luck in general. So I'm excited to get out there and show them that, you know what, women can coach. Let's go.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. Thanks, Amanda. Good luck. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
All right. Football coach Amanda Ruller. There you go. Joining us from the Hammer as they get set to open up their season. Isn't that a story? How about that?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting stuff. She's doing good things.
I just got a notification here from The Athletic regarding, this is pretty timely. John Gruden isn't on the hot seat yet. Can the head coach bring a winner to the Raiders' new home? I know you wanted to talk about Gruden and the Raiders. I don't know if that was today or not,
sure.
But it is tonight.
Well, they play tonight.
Yeah, 6:20 p.m. Mountain kickoff from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. So they'll have a crowd in there for the first time ever. Apparently it's not sold out, which it is what it is. It's a big stadium. Baltimore's there. I don't know what the deal. I don't even know. I guess we'll have to tune it in tonight on TSN. One of our viewers in Edmonton is writing in that the stadium's going to be empty and they can't sell tickets. He's not usually right, so I guess we'll tune in and see.
I think he was looking at all the tickets for sale, right, on the resale on Ticketmaster, or StubHub or any of these third-party sites. That's always the case with any game. It's going to be exciting tonight, though. That's a heck of a stadium, and to get fans in there, I mean, it's going to be a spectacle, and ESPN will do it right tonight.
Let me do the sports update. It's in there, some more information on the game. But first, the Blue Jays are back in Toronto after showing off their big hitters in Baltimore over the weekend. The Jays chalked up 22 runs Sunday and 44 over a 3-game set with the Orioles. Today, Toronto will take on the American League East leading Rays at Rogers Center. Rookie righty Alek Manoah is set to start for Toronto. A big night for the Raiders. Derek Carr and his team will play their first regular season game in front of hometown fans since moving to Las Vegas from Oakland. They're taking on the Ravens, who are searching for their 6th straight season opening win. Serbia awoke to disappointment today after Novak Djokovic failed in his attempt to make tennis history by becoming the first man in more than 50 years to win a calendar year Grand Slam. There was an eerie silence in the Belgrade instead of the usual fireworks, car horns blaring, and dancing in the streets after previous major finals involving Djokovic. The top-ranked Djokovic lost to Russian opponent Daniil Medvedev in straight sets in Sunday's U.S. Open final. This sports update for dubnetwork.ca, your number one source for Western Hockey League breaking news and analysis with the best team of writers across Western Canada and the Pacific Northwest. Visit today, dubnetwork.ca. And for Ben Cahoon's G2G protein bars, now with 8 amazing flavors, including my favorite, the almond coconut. RP Show viewers get 20% off with the promo code RP Show. Order yours now at g2gbars.ca. You fellas tell us when we can go to the break here. Ken in Saskatoon writes in on the Prairie Mobile. Okay, Ken in Saskatoon writes in Prairie Mobile text line. Says, great show. Lou is always great. Chris Jones is good for the CFL. He's referring to Peter Loubardias, who was with us last hour, longtime Calgary Flames broadcaster. And he says the Flames shooting for, at best, 3rd in the Pacific Division. And if they find that, they'll be in the playoffs. That would be a good season for them. But we have anointed Vegas and Edmonton as 1-2 in the Pacific Division. Yeah, a lot of people want to talk about Chris Jones. We'll talk about that. Whatever you want to talk about. Viewer takeover coming your way next for the final 2 segments, the next 26 minutes. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus Television Network. We are live across all 10 provinces and 31 states. Also on streaming services, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Prairie Mobile is your SaskTel authorized dealer. Whether you're looking for talk, text, or data, shared, unlimited, or business plans, Prairie Mobile will help you find the SaskTel wireless plan that's right for you. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
It's time to get back to busy, and Capital Ford Lincoln is here to help. Check out our selection of new and used online or in-store. Don't see what you like? We have inventory arriving daily. Reserve yours now or work with our team of product specialists to customize and order the perfect new vehicle for you. Wait! Hold the phone! We still have brand new F-150s in stock and ready to go. Okay, back to the regular commercial. Plus, we're always paying top dollar for used vehicles, even if you don't buy from us. It's time to get back to busy with Capital Ford Lincoln in Regina.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming. The Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Direct West has been the bridge for me from not dealing with social media or digital presence to having a presence. You have to take the leap of faith, so to say, and I'm glad we have. Direct West has helped us out immensely to get our presence online as far as digitally and also with the social media page. To see the results is just puts a smile on your face.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. BDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Oh yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Peterson Show.
Okay, welcome back everybody. It is Canada's daytime sports talk show. The Moose just got all settled in the chair, and I just now noticed that I tweeted that photo of the Alouettes flight deck pillow. I won't ask you to get it. I'll go get it next.
No, I'll get it.
No.
I'm not that
I'll get it next break.
Okay.
But our friends in Montreal, where we, as it turns out, we have a very large following. In Montreal. Why don't we put this up? Because it just looks so darn great.
It looks good there. You keep that there.
Yeah. But it wasn't the hockey team that sent us a pillow. It was the guys from the Alouettes Flight Deck podcast that sent us a pillow, and I feel like taking that thing home.
Yeah.
So comfy. The big story today in sports in this country is that Chris Jones is coming back to the Canadian Football League. He'd been coaching high school football in Tennessee. He's coming to join the Toronto Argonauts. And I sent that out this morning and then went across the nation, and nobody gave me credit for it. Kent Ridley from Ridley Scouting in Nashville, Tennessee writes in and says, Rod, your tweet beat the newspaper article about this move by 3 minutes.
How about that?
As I said to him, I don't care about that stuff anymore. Literally, the people who need to know where it's at.
Yeah.
I don't need credit for that stuff. Come on. That's how this business has changed. Yeah, I'm not going to get into the trolls. No, not today. Not reading their comments. Drew Koser's writing. You know Drew.
Oh, yeah.
The Brent Sutter of the Prairie Junior Hockey League. He writes in, says, the Storm Camp kicks off this weekend, fellas, with a preseason game on Sunday. I like that, by the way. Let's just not fool around with practices and go play games. You know when you were a player, who liked practice? I hated practice.
Let's go.
So part of the reason that I never went anywhere as a player, that and a lack of talent, hated practice. Can we just play games? No. Breaking news from our man Clint Bubba O'Neill from CHCH Television in Hamilton. Ticats quarterback Dane Evans will be out 4 to 6 weeks with a mid to lower body injury suffered in last week's loss to the Argos. David Watford and Jeremiah Masoli will take reps for Friday's home game versus the Stampeders. Don't sleep on David Watford now. Tremendous football player, tremendous quarterback, and I thought he looked pretty good when he came in late in the game Friday at Toronto for Hamilton. If he starts, don't sleep on him. And I don't know, Darren, if it's just you and me or if it's everybody just wants to look ahead. I don't really want to look back at what happened on the weekend in football. Like, there are 2 double headers this weekend. Friday, Calgary at Hamilton in a rematch of the 2014 Grey Cup. And then later on, Toronto at Saskatchewan in a rematch of the 1997 Grey Cup. And I will be not around. I'll be watching the Riders and Argos from the Eastern time zone. Let's put it that way. Later this week, I'll be divulging my whereabouts. But again, doubleheader Friday, Calgary at Hamilton, followed by Toronto at Saskatchewan. And then Saturday, it's the BC Lions at the Montreal Alouettes, followed by the Winnipeg Blue Bombers at the Edmonton Elks. So everybody's looking forward to that. People were writing in here, Elks fans, about how they're not giving up on the Elks. I can't remember where that is. Did anybody see this? How about this guy? Chuck L. writing on Twitter says, did they confirm Jones is double vaxxed? Howbeit, you just worry about yourself, Chuck. God, what a Karen. Here it is. Thank you, Clark. From Northside YEG, watching on YouTube. I'm not throwing in the towel on the Elk season. It's the CFL. Get hot at the right time and you're good. But the BC Lions look good. When we were coming home from Calgary yesterday, Moose was driving. I really appreciate the fact that you like to drive.
Thanks.
That's good. So I'm surfing Twitter. I'm like, oh, Moose, listen to this. And I'm reading the article from Terry Jones in the Edmonton Sun. He just castrated the Elks organization. The headline was, to paraphrase, he was like, Elks' performance on and off the field simply disastrous or something like that. He said how boring the game was Saturday at Commonwealth Stadium. And you know for a fact, because I've been on both sides of the office door. I've been on the outside. I've been on the inside. They're looking at the paper going, "Don't! F that Terry Jones." Because you would never want to look at yourself, right? Nobody ever wants to look at themselves.
Right.
But I guess that they had, because I haven't been to any games in Edmonton yet, but they had elk screeching noises playing over the public address system the last game, and then they scratched it for this game, probably because of complaints.
Good idea. That's a good idea. But yeah, like, you read that, and it was pretty scathing. What did he say? What did he say at the end? The only thing worse might be being a fan of the Riders. Right now, which I was like, whoa, that's a shot.
Yep.
He was letting them fly. But
that's Jonesy.
That's what you want, right? Somebody who can be honest and, critical and entertaining and speak for the fans if they're frustrated. I get it. But they're working things out, right?
So David Asplin in Winnipeg watching, he says, according to Dave Naylor, Chris Jones is coming in because Glenn Young and Josh Bell, coaches in Toronto, aren't vaccinated. So just go way back and rewind to the start of the show. It'll make a lot more sense. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can actually do that on YouTube, right? Slide the bar across.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're watching on cable television, which a lot of you are, on Game Plus TV, that's what I was saying. I mean, this is a very touchy situation for the Toronto Argonauts. And I said, this is the Argos story to tell.
Look it. Pinball is not going to move guys out who aren't vaccinated because of the policy and then bring in a Chris Jones if he's not vaccinated. Whoever asked that question before, right? You're not going to get on the field and be like, wait, you're not vaccinated?
Exactly.
Like they've done their due diligence. Like you're not doing that. So that's a ridiculous question to ask, considering the circumstances.
Did they check?
Are you sure? No. Of course not.
Hey. Snowman checking in from Carolina. Hey, Snowman. I bet you they're partying on the streets in Carolina this week with the Panthers winning yesterday. Sam Darnold just shoving it right down the throat of the New York Jets yesterday.
Oh, did he ever?
I guess we can take a break and come back for overtime. What the heck?
Sure.
Let's see what everybody's got in them for the final segment. Let's finish strong. Hour 2 of the RP Show is brought to you by Core Grain, doing the right thing for your farm. And while we have a minute, we should recognize the MySask 411 Business of the Week. Can we do that now, Clark? Are you cool with that? Sherry says, great. The MySask 411 Business of the Week is Sky Park. To get the best variety of entertainment, go to the Sky Park located in Regina, Saskatchewan. Owner Kenny Tran opened the store and offered different kinds of attractions like a climbing wall, mini golf, go-karting, and more. You can find them on MySask 411 today. Sky Park. Just imagine, used to have all those things all over town, go-karting, mini golf, climbing wall, but they all died. Kenny Tran's brought them all together under one roof.
It's awesome.
And they're open and they're rocking, and our restrictions have been lifted. Look them up. Sky Park on the MySask 411 app. Download it now. It's a phone book in your hand. Overtime is next. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube and Facebook live streaming, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
At Core Grain, we strive to be the most qualified grain storage and grain conditioning experts in Canada. Visit us today at coregrain.ca. Core Grain, doing the right thing for your farm.
Prairie Mobile is your SaskTel authorized dealer. Whether you're looking for talk, text, or data, shared, unlimited, or business plans, Prairie Mobile will help you find the SaskTel wireless plan that's right for you. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions is Saskatchewan's only full-service supply chain company. Strategic sourcing, PO creation, and order expediting, VMI and vending solutions, and free delivery are just a few of the supply chain services we provide. If your company needs it, Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions can get it for you. Price, quality, service, Rockstar Supply Chain Solution is helping Saskatchewan companies buy better.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
It's time to get back to busy, and Capital GMC is here to help. Check out our selection of new and certified pre-owned, online or in-store. Don't see what you like? We have inventory arriving daily. Reserve yours now or work with one of our product specialists to customize and order the perfect new vehicle for you. Plus, we're always paying top dollar for used vehicles, even if you don't buy from us. And our factory-trained technicians are standing by for service or inspection on any make or model. It's time to get back to busy with Capital GMC in Regina.
HSBC Canada Sevens is coming to Edmonton for a legendary weekend on and off the field. Commonwealth Stadium, September 25th and 26th. Get your tickets now at canadasevens.com.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Peterson Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Peterson Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show. The Rod Peterson.
You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
I predicted that this would be fun, and it's already started to be fun. And we just got on the air in terms of viewer takeover here. And I'll tell you why, Moose. Ryan Friesen's watching in Winnipeg and says, Pedersen's biased for Eastern teams. And then William Mays watching from Alberta says, Rod loves the Bombers. I have successfully become Switzerland. And this entire... Notice none of them saying Rod loves the Riders. Not one of them.
I know. Wild.
Have we done it? Is today the day?
Except for maybe the Chewbacca there. Did you see that?
What did he say?
He said, I bet if Cody threw for 300 yards, we'd be talking about the games. But that's not Riders. That's Cody.
That's one guy. He's my guy.
Which we know that.
It's like Jones. I'm a Chris Jones guy. I had a guy, a football guy, write me from Alabama. I'm not going to tell you his name. But he writes me here. He says, wow, what a story to break. And I said, hey, it's paid off always being on Team Jones. You get in with that crew, it's aces. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You know everything that's going on in football.
Yes.
If you get in with that gang. Regarding Jones, CD in Hamilton, the Ticats fan says, the man is from Tennessee. Do you really think he's afraid of the Rona? I'm sure, knowing Chris Jones as well as I do, he got the shot so that he could work. You think you know Chris Jones, but you don't. But that's fine, because he wants it exactly the way that it is. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
He's okay with being hated.
That's right.
He doesn't care.
That's right.
He also doesn't care what you think. I can tell you that for free. Brandon Lewis is watching down at the U.S.-Mexico border. He's that border guard.
That's right.
Brandon Lewis, he says, Willie Jefferson and the Bombers are rolling. Here is the funny thing about that, and I'm glad that you brought that up. My guy, Willie. Rider fans still love him so much, even though he plays now for the rival Bombers, that he knocks Cody out of the game, and they don't even get mad at him. Just because they love Willie so much. Did you notice that?
Willie knocked Cody out of the game. I saw it right away when his head hit the back of the turf. Right. I was like, oh, no. And Willie, he's out there strumming the banjo. Like, he's playing the banjo.
Right.
And the Rider fans weren't upset because he's got such a strong brand and he's so likable. And
he's a great guy.
Willie's a great... And he didn't know that Cody was hurt, obviously.
He was too busy celebrating.
He was too busy celebrating the sack.
I got to see if I got a football around here. Somewhere I do. We got 1 million, but...
Yeah.
I was telling another friend of mine in the States that wasn't watching the game. He's like, I just turned on the game. What's going on? Why is Cody out? I'm like, okay, well, here's what happened. And I said, and Willie just did an air banjo. That was unbelievable.
It was unreal.
But I will also never forget more trolls today. I was saying to Darren yesterday, because you were getting trolls about the Titans getting their ass kicked. Now I'm getting trolls, this Kevin Anderson loser. I'm like, how bad of a life you must have to go out of your way, right?
Oh, yeah.
To get in somebody's face and to try and needle them. Like losers. We're driving back from Alberta yesterday, full on thinking about this show, its direction, where I'm going, where you're going. We're getting invited all over North America, and we're trying to figure out, okay, you can be in Vancouver. Rod's going to be in Florida. We'll do the same show, similar to what we did in Calgary last week. Blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, you get a notification from some guy trolling you about the Titans losing. Like, what?
Thanks for the score update.
And this jerk-off is writing me about something that happened 3 years ago. How pathetic of a life do some people have? Like, they don't have a life, actually. I feel sorry for you. Go outside and do something. Get a hobby. Don't come to my show and write me about stupid stuff. God, man. I feel sorry for you. Hey, Brandon Lewis down there on the Mexico-U.S. border. You should get the BC Lions owner on your show. Love the new Touchdown Light Show. I wondered about that. And Clark's been trying to get the new BC Lions owner on, because I fell asleep pretty early in that game Saturday night. My bad. I want to say like 9 o'clock Mountain. But I did see the first touchdown by the Lions. I'm like, what is going on in there? It looked like a nightclub.
It was so cool. So cool. A little hard to pick up on the television broadcast because your cameras have to adjust to that change in light so quickly. But it's neat. They do a light show on the touchdown celebrations. Try and get some atmosphere in the building. I think it's incredibly innovative, and I think they're going to continue to build off it. Even if it's not perfect right away, I think it's cool. They're doing some neat things in BC.
So you were wondering, you were out and about Saturday in Calgary. Not doing anything wild. You were filling up the car with gas, and you were
that's right,
packing up the broadcast equipment at the hotel. Colin in Ottawa writes in, he says, I love Willie Jefferson too. He's never played for my Red Blacks. He shows so much energy on the field and loves the game. In my opinion, I believe he's the CFL's most outstanding player because he can take over a game with such ease. Do you remember early on in the year, somebody in the CFL season, somebody wrote in here and said, do you agree that with the TSN panel that Willie's the most dominant D lineman in the league? Well, yes. He's the most dominant defensive player in the Canadian Football League. And he's not in the NFL for a variety of reasons. It doesn't matter anymore. But he's up here making good money. And he should probably still be with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. But the table's turned, folks. The page has turned. Willie's going to go for top dollar. It doesn't mean as much anymore to play in Saskatchewan like it used to. Guys are going to go for the most money. And the Roughriders couldn't gamble that Willie would want to play for the Roughriders at home and this and that. No. He went to Winnipeg, and look how it's turned out.
That's right.
The game's changed. The CFL's changed. And some people have been very slow to get with it. But you're either going forward or you're going backwards, right?
That's right. Willie's going forward.
Willie's going forward, and so are the Blue Bombers.
That's right.
Tomorrow, Ken Reed and TBD. My favorite. We'll see you at noon Eastern here on Game Plus. Who has more fun than us?